I remember the cops come. Remember this really sweet white lady from the other side of the street. She came with her umbrella because I guess it started to drizzle again. Um, but it wasn't drizzling when the guy came with the hood, I tell you that much. Um, and the cops came. They started asking witnesses what happened. I was like, oh, really? Oh, you were a witness, but you didn't stop to help. But you saw the accident, huh? So, remember this is one mulatto guy. I don't know if she was speeding, but I was like, oh, so you watched the whole thing. You didn't come to help me, but now the police are here. You want to give a report. You know? Anyway, so because I took out a poll, they were trying to find out if it was my fault. I said, no, it's not my fault. It's the city of Houston's fault because of raggedy roads. I said, my wheel got caught in the street and everything went crazy. He was like, so you weren't speeding? I'm like, no, I wasn't speeding. Thank God. As I'm like, no, I was not speeding. There was another SUV that was coming down the street doing regular speed limit. What happens? He spins out of control. I said, see, it's the streets. So that's what let them say, okay, we're not going to charge her for this because, yeah, our roads is pretty messed up. Then ambulance people come. They try to get me in the ambulance. They were like, ma'am, we think you're in shock because your car ran over your legs. You ran in the street. You slammed into a pole. We think you should come with us. I said, I'm good. I'm, I'm walking away from this, and I'm not paying for this ambulance ride to the hospital. I was like, I will call my mom. She can take me if she wants. But I'm not paying you $3,000 to drive me up the street when I could just pay her $20 for gas to take me to the same place. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. But man, we think you're in shock. We think that you might have some pain later. I was like, look, man, I can talk. There's no bones broken. This is a miracle. I'm good. So then, oh, I skipped a step. Yeah, before the ambulance came, I'm sitting on the grass part of the curb. And that's when the white lady came. Real sweet, really sweet. I meant to get her name too. And she put the umbrella over me. She was just holding me. She was like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. Thank you, because, oh my God, I'm just emotional right now. And then I tried to pay attention to the fact that the random black guy with the hoodie was just like, I kept trying to look to find him, and it was like God was bringing my attention back to what was going on, like, let him leave. And I tell you, I tried to turn to look for him, gone. Gone, gone, gone. He appeared, and he disappeared, just like that. Lord, is anyone going to come help me? Ma'am, do you need some help? Yeah, brother, I do. Save me from the metro bus. And then it's like, I guess when the lady comes, the police come, it was like, okay, she's protecting now. Like, okay, like I I make light of this, but seriously, like this was the first time I ever fasted in my life. And I'm making a sacrifice for God, and I'm being enlightened on what I want to do for school because I wasn't able to just go to school. I had to work during the day. So on my lunch break, I was headed to go to school, and this happens. So I was really upset. I didn't understand why all this happens. I mean, we don't understand a lot of reasons why things happen. But looking at the vehicle, you would think that it was totaled. In the long run, I found out the vehicle was not totaled, but I wound up spending so much money getting someone in my family to fix the vehicle, and they never fixed it. And they actually did more damage to the vehicle. Then when I took it to someone else, they said, actually, ma'am, there was no damage to the inside of your car. There was only body damage. So I bought the whole front end of another. I had a Oldsmobile Intrigue at the time. It was a Hunter's Green Oldsmobile Intrigue, and conveniently went to a junkyard and found the whole front end to an Oldsmobile Intrigue Hunter's Green. Like, come on, that's not even a normal color, and found the whole front end, and there was no damage to the inside of my vehicle. But the person in my family charged me all of this money to weld the front of it on, and they never did, and wind up actually damaging more things. But I had to get it told to someone else, and they were able to see what was actually damaged from accident and what was actually damaged from the welding, and they said whoever was welding this made it worse. But anyway, so took out a pole, jumped out of vehicle, was run over by my own car, ran into street on ongoing traffic, and was almost killed by a Metro bus. But God sent his angel, and I don't, I have a comical nature, so sometimes I can say some pretty deranged or horrible things, and it might come out a little funny, but really, there's really nothing funny about this. I truly believe that there is spiritual warfare, but I also believe, not to get preachy, that God is still on the throne, and I do believe that, He sends His angels, and we have the right to use the power of the tongue and ask for, our warring angels of protection and to fight battles for us, and for traveling mercies, for God to bless us and protect us and keep us. And I'm just grateful I'm able to live to tell the story. The only thing that I had that I think I had like a little scratch on my knee, and my jaw kind of got like, I want to say it didn't even get like out of place, but every now and then it pops a little, and it's every blue moon. It'll, a little bit. But I'm talking about I rolled onto cement with ongoing traffic, and my own car ran over the back. The back wheel ran over my legs. Okay, that's a whole car that ran over my legs, and I can walk. That's only the grace of God, and I'm a living testimony. So, every breath is a blessing, and you should be grateful for it, and I am. And I know that God has protected me many a time. So I'm just hoping that He keeps me alive, and for a reason. Well, clearly I'm kept alive for a reason, and I hope that I can live His will, and live my reason out, because like I said, life is truly a blessing. There are many that do not make it from accidents, and I'm just grateful that I'm able to tell you the story about how I almost died a few times in one scenario while on my first fast ever. And I was like, you know what? After going through all of that, I realized that while fasting, I was able to hear from God more, and it was like my spiritual eyes were opening even more. So even though I went through that, it just made me more aware that God is listening. Religion sometimes will make you wonder, like, what are we worshiping? Who are we worshiping? What is this about? But I feel like if people became more spiritually inclined to who they serve, um, things would just be a little bit better. All of religion doesn't always teach you that, angels walk among us. It teaches, like that there are angels, but they don't really focus too much on it in certain, you know, denominations and all of that stuff. But building your relationship with God, you'll notice the impossible being possible. You'll witness miracles. You will be a miracle. I have many stories where God has showed me things, given me visions and all types of things. Um, but yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I hope that it was a entertaining and enlightening one for you. And that was how I survived. And that's it. Good night and God bless.